Greetings and welcome once again to Wandering Monster, America's test table, where we don't just play test games, we stress test them. I am Charles R. Bernard.
I'm Bridget Brave.
Ian Boss.
Kevin Welch.
And I'm Mr. Paschke.
And
welcome back, Mr. Paschke.
That's right. And you know what? Before we do anything else, actually, Mr. Paschke, why don't we show the fine people of the internet sort of whereabouts you may have been for the last little bit?
Yeah. So last week I went on what I would like to refer to as a spirit journey. I traveled to the depths of a tall building in downtown Columbus where I stayed for like 3 days. And I didn't just find myself, I found this little thing. It came out of my wife's belly. Her name's Delphinian Nerys Paschke. She is the destroyer of worlds, as my wife told me that I am not allowed to refer to her as princess, which is fine.
Yeah, smart move.
So basically I now am responsible for some little thing that I've been calling meatball. Now I've decided it might be meatloaf. I don't know. We're feeling it out.
Shiva.
But what?
Shiva. Destroyer of Worlds. That's a cute nickname. Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. Could work.
Yeah.
We know a nickname's gonna happen. We're not like trying to force it to happen. We're just like nature and the world and everything will come. And then we'll could be Nerys. I don't know. Nerys is a DS9 reference for anyone out there who likes Star Trek. And that's this has been Baby Talk with Papa Paschke.
And speaking of which, a word to our sponsors. We have Meal Train and a GoFundMe if you would like to continue the human race's existence by sponsoring the newest spawn. So we will send you the links so you can exchange your dollary dues for continued sustenance and other things for the Paschke family. But
as my wife is still unemployed after getting let go in January and the unemployment's running out. If anyone is hiring for IT or just wants to send me money, I'm not going to argue with you. What's up?
I've done it, and you can do it too.
Yeah,
the United States, where even our unemployment isn't really unemployment.
It lasts so long.
You also have to have paid into it over time and like all kinds of stuff. Any hoozles, speaking of the destruction of worlds, I would like to share something with you guys, a very special journey that I went on with many of the people of the internet. In fact, you know what? I'm going to bring you to exactly what the date of this journey was. So, you may or may not be aware that on June the 8th, a fine organization called the Texas Family Project, not at all a hate group, in response to Pride Month at Cracker Barrel, tweeted the following: "We take no pleasure in reporting that Cracker Barrel has fallen. A nice family-friendly establishment has ceased to exist." Now, in case you're wondering, there probably is a Cracker Barrel near you serving delicious biscuits and gravy right now. However, Cracker Barrel has fallen led to people having a fine old time on the internet. There were many an Olympus has fallen reference, many a oh God, the humanity type comments. But one person, Smurf by name, really I think accomplished pretty much like a record turnaround time from internet joke to full-fledged tabletop game, because tonight we will be playing no other game than Cracker Barrel Has Fallen. And in case you're wondering, should an apocalypse of one kind or another happen, I think that everybody's top priority should be securing and making fast the nearest family-friendly shitbag horrible restaurant franchise. I think that's a good use of everyone's time. with no further ado, oh, actually, you know what? I forgot to introduce our special guest tonight. John Baltusberger is off having his organs polished, and Kevin Welch decided to step in again and help us out. So thank you, Kevin, very much.
You're very welcome. Nothing like a last minute notice to play a game I've never even heard of. Thanks, Ian.
Yeah.
That's never happened to you before. Not at all.
No,
Here at Wandering Monster, we prep all of our guests and make sure that they're fully comfortable with the roles that they're stepping in.
That's all right. I won't make it past the first scene anyways.
If you're not a Juan Mon diehard, and we really should have like an obscene sounding name for our fans, like I still love Wandy. Maybe we'll call them Wandies. I don't know, but yeah, Kevin is like a regular. Kevin's a regular fill-in, so we appreciate him jumping in whenever we give him a poke. That's pretty awesome.
Absolutely love being on with you guys. It's a great time every time. So
excellent. And tonight's game, as always, if you want to pick up the actual product itself, then you can head to our page, back it, grab it, do whatever you will with it. And by our page, I mean our socials, either Twitter or Instagram, Facebook, anywhere else. Wherever you found the link to tonight's show, you'll probably find the link to the game in question. And with no further ado, Mr. Servas, would you like to take over?
Absolutely. So again, the name of the game is Cracker Barrel Has Fallen. I'd like to put a quick cliff note in for our international viewers, since we have plenty of people that are from outside the Waffle House territory zone. So there is some special context that we need to lay down. Almost every red-blooded American will be intimately familiar with Waffle House. This is a short order cook situation, no frills. And these are usually located very close to interstates and highways and other various well-traveled areas. This is important because there is a actual reliable index that can be used called the Waffle House Index that is used to show how severe natural disasters are. So depending on how many Waffle Houses actually close is a direct correlation with how much of a shit show the Earth is. Snowstorms, hurricanes, whatever it is, whatever it takes to shut down a Waffle House, that means something is bad. And if you're really not familiar with Waffle House, just go on those good old YouTubes to look at all of the fist fighting that occurs. There is a lot of... There is a lot of stuff happening at Waffle House. A lot
drunken
of drunken
hijinks.
Well, we're talking about
missed out hijinks, like probably all kinds of pills hijinks. Like you pick your hijinks. It's going on at Waffle House.
But we are talking about Cracker Barrel though, which is different. Cracker Barrel is more like old times. Cracker Barrel is the Waffle House that was from yesteryear, and by that I'm putting this accent on there because, well, mayhaps in the 80s they could have had some legal trouble from possible segregational policies that could have affected some of their wait staff.
Also, there was a reason why it is jokingly referred to Jim Crow Applebee's. If you are also not familiar with America and Cracker Barrel, it is a Americana country restaurant in which the walls are bedackled with all kinds of bric-a-brac and miscellaneous nostalgia from the America that really never was, where
dumb country shit. Yeah.
My Lucky Strike cigarettes. They're good for you and good for the economy.
If you are from any other country and you visit America, you should go to Cracker Barrel at least once to get an interesting sense of what the vision is for the America that some people believe still exists. And that is not hyperbole.
Is there another country where they've actually done a theme restaurant of their own cuisine? Like, because Cracker Barrel, where Americans can eat like they live in America.
I've never considered that. Well, I mean, is that Tim Hortons?
Tim Hortons, that's true. Yeah.
Outback Steakhouse is not actually Australian, and they know it. It's just branding.
America likes to dress like its food up in the trappings of other cultures while still being decidedly white cuisine. Other thing that's worth mentioning is that we're such a capitalist country that in this representation of Cracker Barrel as a mini America, a third of the restaurant is gift shop.
Gift shop.
So
You can buy records there
on stuff.
Yeah.
Now, setting the scene. So the fact that Cracker Barrel has fallen is a metaphor, if you will, for the state of America, because what could cause Cracker Barrel to fall? Not Pride Month, but rather the zombie apocalypse.
Okay,
what is happening?
I was gonna guess the gays. Just
wow.
Heavens.
Now we need to add trigger warning to this for shock and horror. No.
Right.
So there is a looming zombie apocalypse that is occurring here. And in fact, as this game has a lot of spontaneous gameplay, we're going to roll live after our character introduction to figure out exactly what's happening in the zombie apocalypse. How is it affecting the Waffle House that everyone is holed up in this basically a tower defense TTRPG a la Waffles. So that is a lot of cultural and a political history for you not Americans.
Do you want to tower defense?
I love it. And I think for that, you're going to be given the award of going first for introducing your character.
I win, oh yay. I was going to do like a real crabby Southern guy voice tonight, but maybe I still will, but not right now. I was playing Roscoe Abner. Those are 2 first names. Yeah, I'm cranky. I'm CPR certified. That's really all you need to know about me for now. Cranky and CPR certified. I'm a regular at the restaurant. Old man, middle-aged, just the guy you see in the
For tips.
yeah, in the back, like taking up a whole booth by himself, like just nursing a coffee like all day long, keeping that booth tied up. Wait staff love me because of that. Yeah, that's me.
Can you roll like 2d20 for amount of liver spots on your hands?
What if I were just to tell you that there are exactly 41 liver spots because I count them as I'm staring down at my coffee held in my hands and wait to die?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a hard act to follow.
Yeah.
To die. So I'm Bailey Dawn Willen, and I'm a server here at the Waffle House. I've been here 3 years. I used to work at the Pizza Party Palace. It fucking sucked. This is better, except for Sunday shifts. Fucking hate Sunday shifts. Yeah, so my special skills, I'm also CPR certified. That was required at the Party Palace. And I'm great at data entry, which is going to just be fabulous for this situation.
Now, at some point, we're going to have to figure out if this Waffle House has an AED.
Ooh.
I'll go next. My character, or I'm Dakota Culpepper. I'm a just out of high school kid, kind of pimply face, still kind of just socially awkward, trying to work in as a host. So he's got to, force that social interaction with people. And he will proudly tell everybody that he was the scout leader for his Eagle Scouts, and he's happy to be working, and he knows that if everything goes right, he can be assistant manager of the night shift on the weekends within 6 to 8 years.
Some dreams come true and others don't. For a guy like me, Ray Nathan Wilbur, grill operator, I once had dreams of being a night manager on the weekends, and then I realized that, well, I like putting the bacon on the grill and then putting the weight on top of it so that it stays flat as it cooks and becomes crispy. I like to pour the batter into the waffle mold and then flip it over almost immediately so it cooks. I like to smell the ham before a customer orders it, sometimes after. I don't need to explain that to you. I don't need to explain anything to anybody. Am I stoned right now? Possibly. Possibly not. You'll never know the answer to that. And, well, that's because my special skill is up close magic. You see it? You see my thumb? You see it here? Look at how it was removed from my hand.
Holy heck, Mr. Ray, that's amazing.
I know it, but it was optical illusion. Also, see that thing on the top shelf there? You need that? The can of lard?
Not at the moment.
Well, if you do, let me just go ahead and bring that down. There you go.
You're an inspiration to us all.
Welcome to Waffle House.
That's my line.
Are you implying that there might be some sort of correlation between being stoned and smelling ham? Because that might track for me. I don't know.
I mean,
John's kind of like that.
some of us had ham for breakfast and dinner. I don't know.
John is decidedly against the ham bush.
Yeah,
Living that 2 ham life. Yeah.
not on the ham pad.
Ham for breakfast, ham for dinner. For lunch, who gives a shit?
That was the Philly cheesesteak.
Man, you are living your best life.
Hey,
Steak
I know he is.
Ah, damn.
So to begin our evening, I need each of you to roll me a d6. And in the order you say them, it's going to affect different things. So
4.
3.
3.
I hate this dice. Why do I keep using it? I think that's a 5. I'm switching this
Can you use
dice.
the sexy dice again?
you
No,
tell me.
I'm using the Goa'uld
This is the most
dice.
important of all the rolls, so you have to tell me what it is.
I'm gonna put that down.
Amount doesn't matter, but
And if you're
What
using
is
the
it?
sex dice that I gave you, Pashki, doggy style counts as a 4.
Oh, okay.
On all fours?
I think that's the reason. Yeah.
Okay. No,
Ashki, what did you roll?
I
Technically a
obviously was trying to grab another dice, and I rolled a 2.
Oh, okay, that's worse. All right.
Yep. Well, I
Cool.
mean, that's why you're a cook at a Waffle
You
House.
should have stuck with 5. All
Look,
right.
I couldn't tell that was a 5 or not, and I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh no.
the
You
viewers.
roll your own. No. I stick by what you roll, so I am not ruining your lives. You're ruining your own life, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Thanks, Dad.
So you are welcome. Actually, I do realize since 2 of you rolled 3, I would actually suggest that one of you roll me one other die, or else this is going to be very wonky.
Yeah, I'll roll. Well, that was a 2, so okay.
That works. No, that works because this is a different table. So
Okay, all right.
these are 3 different tables that you're rolling on. So as you are playing this with your players, the GM can roll this, or you can have the players. But basically, you're going to be rolling for where your Waffle House is located. What are the characteristics for the zombies that are besieging your Waffle Tower? And then the twist. So we already know that Pashki rolled something horrible for the twist. So you will find out what the twist is later. So we set the scene. Your Waffle House is at the airport. I'm going to interpret that. Actually, I will leave this to my players. Normally, Waffle House are standalone buildings off the side of a highway. Is this Waffle House inside of an airport to represent America in all its glory, or does it stand as the franchise of which it is?
Both. This is a airport in the middle of freaking nowhere. That
so it's an airfield.
yeah.
It's like one of those places
Yeah.
where like hobby pilots fly in to have breakfast.
Yeah.
That is better.
I'll add details. So, like, the Waffle House is actually next to the airfield's bar, so that after pilots
Mhm.
get shit faced, they can
Yeah.
sober up before they take off again.
This sounds right. I believe that
Okay.
this airport probably exists somewhere in, I'm going to say, Tennessee.
I
Yeah.
actually might have worked at this airport back in
It's actually
California.
extremely loud as well.
Man,
Like, very
so
loud.
like I just read a Phil Fracassi short story about it basically involves a guy flying a Cessna while blackout drunk and like coming to in midair. And it was one of the most harrowing fucking things I've ever read, because I believed every second of it. Like him blacking out and then only waking up once, like in the middle of the night to remember refueling. and then like gaining consciousness with like almost no fuel left. Like it was just very harrowing.
Wow.
And then
But
waking
that
up
is
in
how-
a Waffle House.
And it's how he survived the Langoliers. Deep cut, anyone? Put your quarters in your socks,
Reference
everyone.
for the kids.
I love that. he just
Your obscure
lands and he's
reference of the
like,
day has been brought to you by Stephen King.
am I hungover as fuck, or is there just like no one here?
Ooh, that would
Everything
be great.
tastes like shit. Soda's all flat.
There's a little blind girl who won't shut the fuck up.
Now, we know that this Waffle House is right next to the airfield bar out in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to assume because it's out in the middle of nowhere, how does Kansas sound for a state that's out in the middle of nowhere? I could put it in Iowa, but that just seems kind of cruel.
I actually think Nebraska was worse to drive through.
I would disagree because I went to Nebraska on vacation this year and I thought Iowa was actually worse, but I will let you
I don't know. The Dakotas were pretty fucking bad.
Oh, South Dakota, that stretch. Yeah.
So basically, America is fallen in this apocalypse, and it's now just one giant plain state. It's like the United Dakota ass of Nebraska. And the zombies, and why America has fallen so quickly, is that the zombies are impossibly fast and constantly screaming, which is terrifying. So if you aren't eaten alive, then you just might die of a heart attack before they eat you, and then they eat you a dead. So you have survived this long because you're out in the middle of nowhere, and we'll just say most of civilization has fallen, and this is one of the last bastions. The game itself is very reliant on that parallel to that Waffle House index that I referenced earlier, where you start at yellow 2. You have a barometer showing the relative chaos and damage that's been done to your restaurant, and you're trying to shore up your defenses and fix the problems with your Waffle House before it goes red and then reach critical at red 1, where you all die. If you were able to do enough repairs or get enough successes, then you get to move up into green. The benefit is when you are in either green or red, it changes your stats. This is a 2-stat game. You either have survival and wits. If you are in the green, then you get +1 to your wits because you're calm enough, because you realize you're safe. Once you get into the red, instead you get a bonus to survival because you're fighting for your life. So we find ourselves with the players inside this Waffle House next to the airport or the airfield, and they are at yellow 2. So that means that you have some damage. I want each of you to tell me one thing that has been damaged or is bad about your conditions. It could be your food supplies are beginning to run low. It could be the front window is cracked and or broken. It could be the oil on the fryer hasn't been changed and is close to turning into a giant ball of fire. I want each of you to tell me one.
No, it's where you get the flavor.
Yeah, that
Exactly.
stays. That's not a flaw. That's a feature.
There's actually a line about that in Trailer Park Boys where Randy is especially excited to go get cheeseburgers at the racetrack because they never change the oil.
It's just well seasoned.
Yeah, exactly. I'll start. I don't know how long we've been here, so let's not say days. I'll say that I'm losing more denture teeth with the hour. With every hour, it's like one more tooth comes out of my dentures.
Okay,
so
I told you not to get the bacon well done.
Yeah. I just
So,
love it
the thing that you say that's wrong with the restaurant is that your teeth are falling out?
Yeah. I'm not able to eat hard food for very long.
Okay. I'm talking about something that's wrong with the physical building or the situation.
Okay.
I mean, the amount of teeth piling up.
So many teeth.
Oh, I've got a good one.
Or if you want to roll with that, I can work.
No, I've got a good one. Many, if not all, Waffle Houses have a TV at minimum, usually 2. and our TV parenthesis S parenthesis are no longer receiving any signal. Like they're broken. So we don't really have any TV news coming in now.
I love that. That actually works and really sets the scene.
So I've stopped my mopping duties as part of my job because it's the fucking apocalypse. I don't think I'm getting paid anymore, so I'm really not mopping the floors. So there's a thin buildup of like filth and grease that just ends up permeating everything in this place. Just thin coating of it everywhere.
The question is, did you follow corporate code, and are you wearing your non-slip shoes to work?
I mean, yeah, it's not like I have other shoes with me.
Right.
Some more comfortable.
To kind of go with that, being as we've been holed up in here for who knows how long, as part of the host's job, I'm and being the new guy, I'm supposed to be the one that's plunging the toilets, and they've been stopped up for so long, and it's just starting to creep over. It's got like a weird surface tension at the top where it and if you look at it funny, it's just going to spill over. Which is kind of and unfortunately Roscoe's right next to where the restrooms are, so he's catching the full brunt of what's coming out of there. So yeah.
Well, the Lord will never give you something too stinky to smell.
You're saying that the toilets are both smothered and covered.
Yes. Yes. Smothered and covered and shit, what else they
chopped and
cheese?
Smashed,
I don't
know. And for our international listeners, again, sorry for all the American humor, but famously at Waffle House, you can get your hash browns done a number of ways, including chopped and smothered. Which is that the one with cheese? I don't remember.
I believe so.
Smothered, I thought smothered was gravy. Capped is mushrooms. Also, for international viewers, if you ever want to go on like Wikipedia or like do a tumble through the internet, look up diner speak. There is a whole there's a pidgin language of basically short order cook, which is actually fascinating, and it sounds like it's false, but it's actually legitimately real. It's a fun thing.
Sunny, blah 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 blah. Drag it through the garden. Yeah, I know some of it. Yeah.
We have a former Waffle House waitress in the chat schooling us.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Smothered is cheese. Thank you, Remy.
Excellent. It was the one with cheese. I knew it.
You were right. At least I was right on mushrooms. I was wrong about gravy. So I appreciate someone who's keeping us honest.
I only know that because I have a pretty good memory for things I learn when I'm drunk. And I don't think I've ever been to Waffle House sober. So, yeah.
That's also a law school philosophy.
You don't go to law school sober?
No. If you study drunk, then take it's actually a thing called state-based
memory effect. I actually researched that.
Effect, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then our fourth bad condition, Pashke.
So I'm stealing this bit from a comedian whose name I cannot remember to give credit. So he's doing great. He's got like the Netflix special and stuff. So no loss here. Some kids came in with about $20 worth of quarters. And
I know this one.
yeah. We know where I'm going. Yes, thank you. But yeah, they played What's New. Yeah, since we now know John Mulaney, they played What's New Pussycat. $20 worth of quarters amounts of time.
What's new Pussycat?
And then like halfway through they switched it up to one song, and then we're right back into What's New Pussycat.
I have that on vinyl. Fantastic. Once it comes to that one song that should change up, we're going to have to ask you for that, or will our audience decide? Remy has corrected himself. Smothered is onions, covered is cheese. All right, everything is right in the world. Beautiful. I will say, as my one interjection about Waffle House story, since you brought up the jukebox, I was in a relationship once in where our first date was at a Waffle House. Our first official date was at Waffle House because the distance between us, it was the only thing that was between two different major cities, basically. And
you make do with what you can. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. I have other stories, but for an anniversary one year, we went back to that Waffle House and we had an anniversary dinner there, and the server was super sweet to us. And when we said it was our anniversary, like she did everything she could to make it like as romantic as you could at Waffle House, including out of her own pocket, put like quarters into the jukebox to play like romantic music for us and stuff. It was super cute. So
very nice.
it has since closed and is now a Caesar's Taco, and now looks like it uses the same block font and everything. But I digress. Things are real terrible.
Relationship was Caesar's Taco.
Simile.
Caesar's relationship
Taco
was like Caesar's
all
Taco.
Along. So you are in Waffle House. There's an old man with his teeth falling out of his mouth and his dentures. The TVs are blaring static, and also one has rainbow bars that are just constantly buzzing back and forth, giving the no signal sound. But that is still not enough to drone out the constant, "What's up, pussycat? Whoa, oh, whoa, whoa," that has been going on for the last 3 fucking hours and does not seem like it's going to stop at any time soon. And the floors are greasy and slippery. The shitters are all backed up. Oh yeah, and there's screaming zombies that are impossibly fast that are beating all the way around the windows. What have you barricaded the door with?
Oh, we were supposed to barricade that?
How about we'll take a snap back and do like a prelude to where you are now, like some movies. There's like the camera fades to black, you come in, you see zombies rushing towards you in the distance. You're already hearing the Serious Sam scream as they're charging towards the Barrell building. Shout out to at least maybe one person that knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say Serious Sam screaming. Who barricades the front door and with what? And that will be the first roll of the evening as far as our game mechanic.
Okay. Well, probably one of you employees should do it because, like, I don't work here.
I thought you wanted blueberry waffles. I put the blueberries in, and now I'm about to put batter on top of that.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm the new guy. I guess I'll start putting tables and stuff in front of the door.
Yeah, that is your job. Just like cleaning the toilet's also just your job, and no one else is here.
That's what I've heard.
So you're going to be making a survival roll there, Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
So you are going to be rolling 2d6.
Okay.
And I'm trying to see if you. So how this game works, the mechanism is it's super simple. It's 2d6, and you add your stat. If you have any type of items or something in your background that gives you an advantage to it, you roll an extra d6 and you pick the best 2 rolls. Why this is important is because this sum total that you get will shift the barometer up or down. So if you get a success, you move it, a high success, you can move it up. If it's a bad failure, you move the index down. I should add 1 rule for everyone tonight, depending on how nihilistic or how altruistic you feel. If you want to be selfish, because in every movie, every survival movie, there's an asshole that's self-serving that sabotages the group so they can try to stay alive. You can choose to automatically pass any roll that you make and downshift the barometer 1 degree. Conversely, you can fail one of your rolls and shift up the barometer. So I will be tracking this as we go along. So no pressure there, Dakota. What did you roll?
Oh, I haven't rolled yet. I was actually going to see, because one of my special skills is scout leader. So, you know, in my many years of being in the scouts, I've, built, forts and, assembled stuff to kind of, make barricades. You get, being the older one, you got to set up like all this stuff before, the rest of the scouts show up. So I figure, take a second, kind of formulate how I want to put the tables, how it's going to put it, or how it's going to best block the door and any sort of entrance coming through.
All right, so you get an
Structural
extra die.
engineering.
There's this little box right down here, and I have it in my Boy Scout manual of knots, and I'm just like so tempted to reach over and like grab it, but yes.
All right, so
The only people who own that book are bondage enthusiasts. You've just outed yourself big time, man.
I legit.
You so have.
Why not both? I mean, come on. You don't know what's in the library. You might need to know what to do with a silk rope. You might need to know what to do with
I have no shame.
a rope. There's nylon rope.
I am painfully vanilla, and keep in mind, I applied for PhD and EED programs in human sexuality when I was applying for grad school. So, like, I can honestly say I'm not into Shibaru. I'm not into kink.
I'm just doing what's lovingly called tweaking your nipples. Only
I don't even like that.
No.
I can understand not
saying,
liking the nipples touched. I get that. That makes sense to me. And I'm on your
just
side.
saying, like, I just don't want you to think that I'm.
Why are we here every week? Every week again, the nipple conversation.
God damn, I missed you guys.
It's good to be back.
It is. To get back on track, I got a 6, a 3, and a 1. So I'm all over the board. So that is
your best 2.
9.
All right.
9 for the best 2.
9 for the best 2, but you have 2 for your survival. So shouldn't that be 11?
Oh, yes, 11.
Okay. Then you succeed. That's not high enough to move the index up, but you are able to push the tables around in such a way that the force of the door causes them, like the energy of the tables to go this way, that way. So you're basically moving in such a way that you've made a very effective barricade. The serious sand screaming gets louder as you see more of these zombies charging towards you, and then the camera like fades back to where you are here, where there's tons of zombies just beating the doors that you have securely secured.
Beautiful.
All right. So now we're back to all of the set and setting that we have. And your job is to be able to survive at least, I'm going to say overnight, but as many rounds as it takes to really push the barometer in either extreme. So
I have an idea already.
Me too. You lose enough teeth, we put them all in one of the booths, we can make a tooth pit.
Ooh, I like it.
Is it like a ball pit?
Yeah.
Teeth?
Yeah.
Exactly.
This place.
Yeah. It's like the Chuck E. Cheese that I went to as a kid. I think there were enough teeth in there for it to have qualified as a tooth pit.
Is that in Modesto, California? Sorry.
No, this shit. I guess we would have come into Salt Lake City for it, so this would have been Salt Lake City, Utah. I don't think there was one in Bountiful. Bleh. Anyway, so like this is a restaurant. We have the means to heat things up. We have a shitload of grease. I think we should pour hot grease on some zombies and see if we cannot either burn them to death or set them aflame. What do you guys think?
If we're gonna start discussing strategy, Charles Paschke here, not the character, in Max Brooks's Zombie Survival Guide, he covers that it is a horrible idea to set zombies on fire because then you have walking, shambling, burning, and running in this case. Is grease a good decision? My character's gonna agree with you and say we should do it. I, however, feel like there's some concern.
Maybe instead of burning them, we should just see if we can make it so they can't like grab anything or stand up.
Real slippery.
Okay.
Zombie.
So we're not going to set the grease on fire.
No,
just greasy zombies, not fire zombies.
Yeah, that way, like when they try to grab us, we'll be like a bar of soap, just like zoop, you know.
Squick. The sound is squick. That is the sound.
The first thing that I'm going to say is this is hour 3 of What's Up Pussycat. Any roll that you are going to make that involves wits is going to be disadvantaged until you can got that GD song off of the jukebox.
And it's an old pneumatic one, so we can't just hit skip. Like, it's stuck.
We can't unplug it. We can't.
That is a different
it
scenario.
knows if you've unplugged it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we won't have any tunes. Like, which is worse? Tunes that shred your humanity or no tunes?
Yeah, we just be hearing zombie groan.
We can let it go for another 3 hours and see how we feel about it.
Yeah.
I feel like tonight for science, I should listen to nothing but What's New Pussycat for
Yeah,
the
we
rest
should
of
all
the
put
night.
it on in the
Like,
background.
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, we
I
can
heard someone
stream
do
it, right?
earlier. Actually, don't. I don't know.
No, we can't put that on in the background.
Well, too late. Click.
Is that Tom Jones, that song?
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
See, like if he's still alive, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't sue us, but I'm pretty sure his label
It's
would.
not
so.
him. It's gonna say
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a manager
Yeah.
or
But what
his
if we
label.
got Tom Jones to come on the podcast and sing
Okay,
it to us?
hold on.
Because then he's just playing the song.
Well, then I
But
can
if
die
you're
happy.
Tom Jones, do you want to be associated with rope kink and nipple twisting?
Hey, Tom Jones, call
it's
us.
Too late.
Isn't
You might
he
as well
already?
stay into it, you know?
All right. So, what is your course of action here?
Tom Jones. So do we want to grease up the floors to make
We're
the zombies not
greasing the
get in?
zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Floors are already
Well,
greased.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing: is like
Yeah, the floor
the-
is pre-greased.
we don't want them to. We don't want to like invite them inside to grease them down. I would say that I'm assuming that this place has roof access of some kind. Like I have not worked in a like restaurant that did not have some form of roof access.
Well, they have like the swamp coolers and the air ducts.
All kinds
and,
of stuff up there,
Stuff
yeah.
up there, yeah.
I'm going to assume that this is a little bit like a McDonald's where there is a ladder on the outside that's in the locked cage, and that's how you get on the roof. So it's out by the trash.
Okay. So what
Which
if
one of us
what about
is
the air
most
ducts?
fleet of Foots?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
was
both-
thinking that we could send someone speedy out there to go and do it, but you're right.
You want to do the alien?
Yeah, I want to do the alien slash what was that? Not Die Hard. Yeah, Die Hard, where we climb
Back in the
through there.
vents again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So keep in mind that this is a Waffle House. This is not a very large building. Air ducts can
So
be
I don't have to
regulation
crawl that
size
far.
back. So you're not going to be able to fit.
Ian, look, you've let me go through air ducts several times, and
That's
this
true. But this is a
this
Waffle
is where
House,
you
and
draw
we
the
have
line.
standards.
He's just stuck in the vent.
It's way.
Wow. All right, I guess air ducts are off the table. I guess I won't crawl through air ducts anymore. I guess
Waffle House
it's
is too
done.
small
It's
to have
done.
a human habit trail running through it.
I was gonna say you go in through the kitchen, you come right outside the other side where the servers pick up the food. I mean, I'll
Kind of a
do it,
shotgun
but
structure, yeah.
All right.
Maybe not such a good idea then. I was thinking like a roof defense, like whenever you're, sieging a fortress, that's a good one. Get at them from above, but I guess we can't do that. So not without significant risk anyway.
Do we know definitively that Waffle Houses don't have a basement?
I know pretty definitively that they don't.
Only I know that the location at the Alamo does.
okay. So, I don't know
We're in
why you want to.
Kansas.
It's where
We're in
Pee-wee's bike is.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they have? Wouldn't they have a basement in case there's tornadoes coming through?
This is actually
That's a-
why I know that they don't, because like I think I remember at one point having to flee a tornado, and I suggested Waffle House, and people like made fun of me because I was a dumb kid from Utah who'd never like been to an actual Waffle House and didn't realize that they were tiny, tiny, tiny little glass cubes. Yeah, I don't know.
So
Okay.
you haven't actually committed any course of action, and the zombies are beating themselves harder and harder against the windows and the door, and you're seeing small cracks beginning to form.
I turn off the open sign.
Oh, smart move.
There is a roll me a wit check. So that's going to be 3d6, and you're going to take the two lowest, or you're going to take, the two lowest dice.
Well,
Now,
that
see,
can't
kids,
get much
they've done
worse.
studies. They've done studies on how tabletop games can increase something called lateral thinking, otherwise known as thinking outside the box. That's what Pashke's doing right here.
I rolled a 1 and 2 2s.
Poorly done.
Oh yeah, you're fucked. All right. So all of you have been complaining and like whining and not doing jack diddly shit. You've downshifted from yellow 2 to yellow 1, and you see like as you turn off the open sign, like the zombies are like quiet for like 1 second, all of them stop screaming, and then one of them like reaches up towards where the open side is on the outside and then just punches a hand through the glass and makes a hole, and then they're all beginning to like clamor and scrabble at the hole trying to make it larger. Now you can definitely hear the incessant screaming just coming through the hole, and yet regrettably it's still not louder than What's Up Pussycat.
Does this Waffle House have a PA system for the outside?
Oh, good idea.
Oh yeah, because it is at an airport. Right?
I don't see why not.
Can we put the microphone for the PA in front of that goddamn jukebox and have What's New Pussycat being pumped outside so they have to suffer as much as we fucking do?
Now our problem is their problem.
Right. Make me a wit check. Again, it's still disadvantage.
Oh, and
until you can figure that out.
Is it 3 dice?
3 dice, and you're picking the lowest 2.
Oh, I've got all 5s, so there's that. And then -1, so 9.
Okay, so you succeed, but at a cost. What complication do you want to have happen, even though you're succeeding? Do you basically I'm imagining, and you can correct me, you're making What's Up Pussycat even louder.
I am, and I'm pumping it outside, hopefully to scare them away. But as soon as I put the mic up to the speaker, it bumps the jukebox, and the record skips and then pauses, giving us a false sense of security, and then kicks back on.
What's new?
There is during that frame, Nickelback starts beginning to blast through.
No!
Look at this Vogue!
So that's great. I want you to roll me just a plain D6.
3.
3. So for the next 3 rounds, and rounds are very relative in this game, all the zombies they stop screaming and they seem to be plugging their ears. You watch some of them like grabbing fistfuls of dirt and gravel and like grinding it into their ears. Some of them are just shoveling it in their mouth for some reason. I don't know why, but they're just doing it. One of them has cracked open one of those.
I don't agree with how Ian is characterizing your talents, Mr. Jones.
It's the Nickelback they're doing that too. That's why. One of them rips open one of the smoking tower stations with the sand bucket inside and begins to like shovel sand in every orifice to try to make it stop. And it makes it that much worse and louder in here. And the What's Up Pussycats, when it gets back, is now louder, and then it's 1 beat off from what you hear inside, and it's that much maddening. So you're at disadvantage and have an additional -1 on your wit rolls right now, but the zombies aren't going to be making that hole worse or sabotaging the other exterior. So you have a little bit more of a relative calm. So how are you going to make your situation better?
While they're distracted, can we all get to my Buick Century station wagon and get the fuck out of town?
Was that included in your inventory?
Well, how'd I get to work?
Airplane.
Well, okay, everybody hop in my Cessna.
So,
okay, no Buick Century, got it.
No. So your keys are in your jacket, which is in the manager's office. You want to go get it?
Damn right, I want to go get it.
All right. And this is the only time I'm going to do like a GM intrusion like this. The door is locked. It's not like it's a severe lock. I mean, it's a manager's, typical like Schleg lock on the doorknob. Mm-hmm. You could probably kick it down. But you're hearing from the other side of the manager's office, actually, It's hard to hear anything. Roll me a wit check. Again, I'm so sorry to make you roll so many dice for a simple roll, but that's 3d6, and then for you, that's -2.
He's just a kid.
Just kids.
And it's at disadvantage, you said, so that's a 2 and a 4, so that's 6 minus a 2, so that's 4.
Okay, fantastic. So that lowers the 4. Yep, that lowers the Waffle House from yellow 1 to red 3. So this does a couple things. All of you have +1 to survival as you're realizing shit is really bad, much worse than you think, because as you are trying to kick this door open, you have this foreboding, like this deep foreboding sense of dread and doom on the other side of the door, and you don't know why. But you can't get to your keys. Maybe someone else can break this door down, but there is a severe sense of danger coming from the other side of this door.
I have an idea.
He's also a teen, so what's his danger sense at?
Oh, my danger sense? I'm pretty much afraid of everything. Just a scrawny little Eagle Scout. Just
no real life experience.
No real life experience, yeah.
Did you at least have your totem chip?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So show us what the totem chip represents, Eagle Scout. Come on.
It represents somebody break this door down so we can get my keys and get the hell out of here.
He's scared.
It's not focus. Yeah, I'm scared.
Him. It's so you can carry one of these. Pulls out a spatula with a serrated edge.
Spatula City.
They make those, and they're amazing.
And can I use that to jimmy the lock open so we can get to the keys?
Make me a survival roll in this case, because I'm imagining the desperation of that. And I forgot that my spatula had the serrated side. I went to go lick it once.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Don't do that.
I'm glad you didn't wind up with, like, remake of Evil Dead tongue.
Yeah.
5 and a 3 plus 2, so 10.
Okay.
Nice.
10.
Very nice.
That succeeds. You jimmy the lock, and you see coats on the other side of the door, because again, it's Kansas, Iowa, Dakota land, and you never know when there will be a freak snowstorm or locust storm, whatever. You see your general manager dead in a chair with froth coming out of his mouth. What does he look like?
Let's see. Long hair, like kind of graying, but not completely gray. Braided into pigtails. Essentially, one eye is just out and kind of there-ish, not in the head.
Okay.
The color is a mixture of yellow, generally as a base tone, but around the eyes and other orifices are like bloodshot vessels. Clearly, the death portion, those burst. Generally, yellowish around the mouth and nose.
Okay. And since you've given that lovely description, as a quick aside, then I love when all of you use your creative juices at their finest. Dakota, why is your manager dead and had foamed at the mouth in their chair?
It's green foam now.
The manager spends a lot of time in his office, and he's sometimes he's just kind of just wore out and when he goes in there, and then when he comes out, he's very peppy and very energetic. And I just figure, he just takes a quick cat nap or whatever. But there's a lot of like weird
or
snorting. I don't know. It's weird noises in there when he closes himself off. I can only assume that whatever extracurricular activities he was doing, whether it be napping or otherwise, might have been a
little too much for him.
Yeah.
Or that. Yeah.
I love that you've been working towards your first date merit badge. So you see that there are lines of white substance and a razor blade on his desk. but from behind him, there was a weird beeping sound coming from a chest.
Okay.
Like, it's loud enough of a beep that once this door has been jimmied open by a statue, like, you can clearly hear over this. Well, the zombies aren't screaming, but the Tom Jones screaming.
Wait, from his chest or from a chest?
That is very good. I should specify it's not a pacemaker going awry, but it is a very large locker box on the floor behind his chair. There is a loud pinging shrill sound coming from inside of it.
That's
kind of like
secret...
a smoke alarm going off in there or something?
I think that's the secret Waffle House disaster detection paradigm signal, so that we know what Waffle House level alert the zombie apocalypse is at.
Oh, then you should totally open it.
Fuck it. You know what? I push my way past this zit-faced kid and grousing something about goddamn Zoom millennials. I take my jacked up dentures out of my mouth and proceed to attempt to use them as a toothy lockpick. Like, I straighten out the wire of the denture and like and just try to get my way in there.
I am surprised that you didn't try to snort or gum a line of powder on the way over there.
Well, it ain't done yet.
And B, this wasn't going to be locked, but now it is, because I love the idea of this scene you set up, and I want to see this happen. You pour your dentures, and you are trying to get this open. Can you show me? Make it survivable on that one.
You got it, and I'm rolling on a big advantage on this one, so let's see. That's not good.
I could see where the rules would make that a wit, but I like the concept of like survival.
Yeah. So total, that's a 5. My survival's at a 3, so that gives me a result of 8.
And you get +1 because you were in the reds. That would put you at 9.
Yes.
That gives you a success, but at a cost. Do you want to like break your dentures or something else?
I don't get to eat cream. Rather, I have to eat my corn creamed and out of a can for the rest of the apocalypse.
Hey, so you snap your jaw and open the box.
I meant the denture, dude, but that's...
Oh, that's what I meant. The artificial jaw. I was trying to make it sound snappy. So you open the box, and inside of it, there are a bunch of weird tubes and wires, and you get the smell of something nitric, and you see a glowing green screen with a countdown timer. And as you're looking at this and adjusting your bifocals, you realize that the manager, before snorting a huge honking line of whatever that substance is that you definitely didn't try, they have activated the emergency self-destruct sequence for Waffle House. It's the twist that Pasty rolled.
Oh my God!
In the manual. Way to go, Boomer.
Everything
you've been around enough Waffle Houses. You know that's there. That's why you have the 4-part like waffle maker. I mean, it gets its power from the fusion reactor that makes the self-destruct system. This is like, have you never watched Star Trek The Next Generation when they go to blow up the ship? This is exactly what they do. They take the power that they use to fuel from the warp core, and they redirect it inwards till it overloads and detonates. It's the same thing with the waffle grills.
What people don't know is that the Waffle House actually discovered fusion reactors in 1971.
Yeah, facts.
They've been running on clean energy ever since.
Speaking of stealing whales for the past to save the future, you know, with this terrifying like thrill through your body, that not only is this bomb going to go off,
that might be my favorite deep cut.
I'm so sorry I cut you off, Charles, but I thought that was too good of a reference to let slide. Oh, for people who are listening to the audio, I have just killed Charles with a bad joke.
I'm
I
I
think he's on a voyage home. So you know that once this bomb goes off, you are right next to A, the airfield bar that is full of booze, and then B, next to the hangars that are full of planes full of gas, and then C, underneath you is the oil and fuel reserve for the fueling system for the planes. You can try to get there leave here on Dakota on your Buick, but can you outrun the oil field explosion?
I'm sure as heck gonna try.
This has all been kind of revealed to everyone, and Bailey, like, you're watching and hearing all this kind of unfold. You're this grizzled, jaded server. What is your reaction to the predicament that you're in? The zombies are still not screaming, so you still have just a little bit of a respite before it all kicks in.
Now, I've been listening to Tom Jones already, like, this whole time we've been talking, so I'm already well past psychotic. I'm going to I have one of those, I don't know if you've ever seen them, girls in your high school might have had them, like the keychain blob, where it's like, there's like 3 lanyards and a bunch of like different decorative, some like fuzzy pom balls, and then like weird keys sticking out everywhere. I'm putting that between my fingers right now. Because if we're all going out, I'm going outside. I'm going to die the way I came into this restaurant, fighting. So,
fighting zombies.
Fighting zombies.
That's a rough birth.
All right. So, are you literally taking apart the barrier and stepping out there?
I'm going to climb up and push myself through the hole.
Oh, so this hole currently is the size of a fist, and it would have gotten larger if not for the Tom Jones. Are you widening this hole?
I'm going to widen the hole. I got one of the chair legs that was already loose, and I'm just going to let in there until it's big enough.
Just for clarity's sake, you do have an exit on the rear of the Waffle House to take you to like where the dumpster is and the caged ladder. You're choosing to expand the hole? What?
I'm choosing to expand the hole.
Okay.
I want to see how
Well, I would say make me a survival roll, but this is anti-survival. Now, so here we go. You can make a survival roll to do that, or do you want to automatically succeed at widening the hole at the cost of lowering the Waffle House barometer? Because that is a success, which is putting in the direct, it's a perfect 1 for 1.
Wait, I just realized that yes, I am going to do it, but one of my skills is data entry, and I'm wondering if I should try to disarm the bomb.
I mean, it might keep
why don't you roll for it if you're torn?
8 total, 3, 3, 2.
Are you rolling to see if your basic sense of survival is sufficient enough to let you? Okay. Great, because like I say, you have even a +1 to survival because what roll were you making? Because I would say that it doesn't matter. You pass in that threshold. Actually, hold up. You're on that cusp. So 7 to 9 is a success, but at a cost, and 10 to 11 is succeed. So that would have put you at 9. Were you rolling survival or wits?
I was making a decision, so I think it was survival.
Okay, and you rolled
an 8. 3, 3, 2.
8. Okay, then you had a 0 for survival as your skill, +1 from the being in red. So you succeed, but at a cost. So how does this scene play out then? Do you disarm the bomb, or if you don't, what happens?
So I do disarm the bomb. However, while I was basically having my internal struggle of, do I just go out or do I actually try to stop this from happening, I attracted a lot of zombie attention. I was hanging out closer to the window. I was moving things around. They started to really, really notice us again.
Yeah. The Tom Jones amplification effect has ended, and you looking up at that hole, playing with the hole, planning on like ripping it open, they've gotten the clue. So the one that has taken the smoker's station, for people who aren't familiar, it's like a conical large station with a hole at the top that you put your cigarette butts in, takes that and shoves it in the hole and is beginning to wiggle it around and lever up and down to expand the spiderweb cracking across the board, and then is screaming, and it's basically kind of like a megaphone because they're constantly now re-screaming, and then it just makes pure zombie screaming coming through into the room. Again, not enough to cut out the sultry dulcet tones of Tom Jones, but now you're kind of getting this backup screamers going on that anytime it says, "What's up, pussycat?" So, do you know that you have a limited...
Oh, no, go ahead.
Good. Oh, it's just you have a limited time before that window fully collapses. What were you going to say there?
I was going to ask, since we have access to the manager's office, why don't we search it? Because we have
Great
a
idea.
manager who uses a lot of coke. I bet he's got a gun, guys. When's the last
I
time
bet
you
he
had a Waffle
does.
House manager on coke who didn't have a gun?
Wait, this is Coke?
It's green,
Do
isn't
you want
it?
to try it? Do you want to try it?
I'm gumming that shit. You guys better get it while you can, or else I'm going to gum the rest of it.
Okay, boomer.
He's the silent generation, I'll have you know.
Uh,
But he's not going to be silent after he tries whatever that is. What is that substance that you have just gummed a whole bunch there?
It got about as much kick as the crank that they had in Keyshawn Valley back in the day. So I don't know. Let's call it meth instead of Coke because let's be honest, like
Yeah, Waffle
Coke
House.
is above the pay grade of the
So-
Waffle House manager.
Everyone begins to hear the sound. That's the sound of your gums smashing together.
Just chattering. Like the little wind-up tooth thing.
It's gummering.
Yeah, so it's like a sounds like very
Yeah, I
fast
hope
golf
that like
clapping.
sound deafening didn't like undo it because like the sounds of my knuckles slapping together like that is funny on my end. So, okay, I like that. So I go ahead. So you search the office. If you're searching the office, I would love to know where. Excuse me, there, Bailey. Give me a wits check as you were searching through the office.
It's 3d6, right?
It is 3d6. I will yes, it's I will say that Tom Jones is probably not as loud in the office. I will for this role because it's been like punishingly bad. Just make it a 2d6 plus your +1.
2d6?
2d6, correct.
Got it. 9, 5 plus 4. So 10 total.
And did you add your +1 stat to that?
I just
Okay.
did it's 10. Yeah.
Because that's succeed at a cost again. So you find a Glock on the corpse of your manager, which doesn't surprise you. What does surprise you that is bad at the same time?
Okay, so bad with a gun. That could be a lot of things. Let's say
Ooh,
there's
I
only 3
can
bullets.
interject if you don't have an idea.
There's only 3 bullets.
I love it. Better than what I was going to say. I was going to say he comes alive as a zombie. No, but 3 bullets. I love that.
Because then we'd have to waste a bullet on him too. So
Yeah.
So you're ahead. Okay. So you don't have enough bullets for everyone here. So what do you do?
That's I'm only giggling because that's usually like in a drama or whatever, it takes a very dark like turn
The
of
Mist?
dialogue to go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with us it's just
Yeah.
automatically
It's
like,
like,
well,
oh,
that's
I
not enough for
fucking-
everybody.
I still hate the end of that movie. Like, fuck.
I think it had more guts than the Stephen King ending, to be honest, of the short
No,
story.
I don't disagree. It was just
Yeah.
weird because it was an unsettling movie. And then
Yeah.
the next night, I traveled to see a friend in another state, and there was a
Or
weird
mist.
weather condition where it was mist, but it was a heavy mist that was above you and around you. So it was like a tunnel. So street lights had like this like thick blanket of like heavy density fog, and it was like, this is just like the movie. We're gonna have to figure out who kills themselves at the end. So you have 3 bullets and a Glock. You have zombies that are trying to break through the front pane window. Tell me what the situation is, because right now you are at red 3.
I'll tell
So
you
I'm
guys
gonna-
something. I'm pretty sure that the grill at the Waffle House runs on gas.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds
I'd
accurate.
imagine.
So just throwing it out there, we could take one of those tanks of gas, throw it into the middle of the zombies, shoot it, and we're not talking about, well, probably a little bit of collateral fire, but that would mainly be an explosion that ought to at least thin the herd or like clear a swath that we could run through or whatever.
But didn't he say that the bar was next door, the airfield was close by, and then the
That's
fuel
true.
storage tanks are right underneath the Waffle House, which is really bad design.
It really is.
Why would you put a Waffle House on a podunk airfield? Well, I don't know. Why would you put a giant self-destruct bomb in the middle of a Waffle House? I don't know.
I already explained that to you.
Why would there not be air ducts large enough for Pasky to crawl through? I don't know.
Poor design all the way around.
Maybe we just go out like a bunch of G's if necessary in that case. You know,
Wow,
go
that's
out.
two of you who have just like voted for suicide.
Look,
You're not
at
even
least
at
my
red
method
two.
would take
Damn.
care of all of us, you know. We wouldn't leave one of us to get like gnawed to death.
Look,
we could line up.
Haven't you always wanted to find out how the other half live?
The dead half?
Yeah. I mean, it can't be that bad. They seem pretty okay with it.
Yeah.
I will tell you
Clearly
this,
Charles,
I don't think
as
it's
your
the dead half. I think that the dead far outnumber the living at this point.
Charles, you notice that, like, as all this is happening, there is an old road dog zombie that is, like, watching at the windows, that has his eyes locked on you, and wrapped around his shoulders is, like, the ghost of a lover who's, like, sipping from a large chalice of wine.
Doesn't look bad.
Reference to something?
Your fucking book. I thought you would have liked it.
I lost it. I'm sorry. The guy hanging
How
off.
did
I
you
was
fucking
like,
road dog? And I used the exact quote from your book.
I'm
Draped
sorry.
across his shoulders like the ghost of an old lover.
Wow.
That is
Wow.
verbatim
Yeah,
from
that
he
is.
led us into the wilderness and spoke to us.
Okay. Couple of things. First,
There's a
I
lot of
write-
words in that book.
there are a lot
ChatGPT
of
wrote
words in
half
that
of it.
book. And no. But I have this bad habit where like I tend to fall madly in love with whatever I'm working on to the exclusion of everything else. So like I've had people actually contact me and say like, I love how you did this and this and baptism for the dead. And I'm like, yeah, I sure did. I really was thinking that through a lot at the time. Like, and I just have forgotten it since. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Road dog is often a generic term for somebody who just travels all the time. But yeah, cool.
I said,
Yeah,
dude,
we
you
might
look
as
like
well
a
do it.
science Fine.
I appreciate it now that I understand what it is, and I'm embarrassed I didn't catch it.
It's okay, man.
Let's
I'm fucking with you.
You guys want to ride the tiger, or do we want to try and live still?
I mean, why not both? You ride the tiger, gives us the energy to get the fuck out of here.
So wait, well, hold up. Why the fuck would you disarm the bomb that would take all of you out peacefully to make a shitty gas fryer bomb that could just immolate you to death slowly? What are you like?
Look, we are living our lives a quarter mile at a time. Okay.
That's
Some
Not-
of the characters might be stoned. I don't know.
Hold up. I will say
Oh.
that at this point, the jukebox does that skipping thing that you said would happen where it plays a different song for once, and it's playing fucking Creed. That is your punishment.
Oh,
That is from Human Clay.
no.
You're welcome.
Titan AE was a classic movie. Everyone else remember that?
I'm gonna dunk my head in the fryer. I can't take it anymore.
They did the soundtrack.
Which movie?
Titan AE.
Oh, actually, I have a copy, but I haven't seen it.
Weren't we talking about the drive-in last week? And I mentioned how I used to like to go get fucked up at the drive-in in Tulsa. Was that us? Yes, I think it was. That was one of the ones I watched at the at the drive-in in Oklahoma. So it might have been a terrible movie with a terrible soundtrack, but by the end of it, I was enjoying it at least a little.
Perfect.
So I need to figure out from the group's consensus what you're doing. If you're all committing mass suicide, or if you're trying to survive as the one last bastion of hope for the human race. I don't know, but you have to tell me.
All right, as a short order cook, I gotta say there's more to life than just making the same 30 dishes that people could ask, which are actually just 3 dishes. It's just different orders of potato.
It's drugs.
Whatever. We're gonna move on now. We gotta live. We can't just let these zombies get us here and now at a Waffle House. We can't stay listening to the last thing we hear cannot be Tom Jones' "What's New, Pussycat."
It's going to be Creed at this
stage. The last thing we need to hear is the song of a bird chirping in the distance as we wake up to a new morning without these undead attacking our Waffle House.
That's a good inspirational speech.
That is the best I can do.
I'm convinced.
I guess during this inspirational speech, I'm still gonna look for the keys to the car, and I'm still going for that. Right off into the sunrise. I don't know what time it is.
You got my ceramic spatula at your side, sir.
And
I declare this Waffle House indefensible.
And then I'm sorry. I'm gonna pick up my.
You got your keys.
Oh yeah, I found my keys, and then in my jacket, I also found my my battered copy of The Secret. But I'm just gonna kind of tuck that into my
manifest us getting out of here.
Oh, so yes, I found the keys. I don't know. Kick open the back door. Hopefully it's not surrounded, and get to the car. Maybe, guys. I don't know.
I know that we're not supposed to set zombies on fire. I feel like an improvised flamethrower might not be the worst idea, but I don't know. We do have the 3 bullets to hopefully get us there.
Yeah.
Bailey, are you the wielder of the gun?
I'm handing it to the grill cook. I don't know. He's tall.
I can reach things, at least up here.
He seems chill, so
I got one of those. So
you're amazing.
I am tall.
So tall.
Okay, so Ray Nathan, you have the Glock and 3 bullets. What is your plan to coordinate with Dakota for kicking out the back door and fighting your way out?
So what we do is we don't use the gun as a gun. It's not practical, but we can pistol whip the shit out of the zombie. I say one good crack to the side of the head with this should put him down pretty easily. After that, I got my spatula. If I have to, I'll dismember him.
What we ought to do is grab mops and brooms and snap them so they're sharp, and we can poke zombies in the head from a ways off.
That sounds good too. By the way,
improvised spears.
I have a pack of cigarettes they don't see me using. Does anyone else want to look cool? Put cigarette in mouth.
You're the cowboy king.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have one.
Are your kicks pumped up?
I
don't even know why I'm here today.
With the one extra pump to make you extra cool.
You found the gun in the box of your dad's fun things. So you... Thanks for the person in the hat that got my reference and actor.
I love it, man. You should listen to the 3 Teeth cover of that song. It's fucking... They industrialize the hell out of it. It's awesome.
So I want everyone to do a survival check, because basically there's going to be this dramatic montage where you're breaking brooms and sharpening them while in the background Tom Jones is blaring to motivate you. And we'll see who makes serviceable weapons.
I do.
Is this at disadvantage still, or?
No, we're going to make this a survival roll. So that is D6 plus whatever your stat is, plus 1 because you're in the red zone. So let me know what you roll, because the rolls do matter at this stage. So Charles, you said, or Bernard, you said that Charles Bernard, you said that you succeeded. What did you roll?
14 total.
That is important to know because you have made. What is your weapon you've just made?
I have just made a pokey broom, I'll call it. It's not really good for sweeping, is why I call it that.
Well, the mopping wasn't very effective either. So you make your broom so effectively, you just channel all of your masculinity and like the zingy one-liners of 80 action films, and you do it all in one fell swoop, one crack, deathly sharp broom. And you, because you rolled over 12, fill everyone with hope as you move the barometer from red 3 to yellow 1.
Ooh.
It's the first time in my life anyone has ever said that I increased the overall level of hope.
This is why you're playing a character. That is not like you. This is role playing.
Yeah. See, this is another lesson, kids. You can hear compliments you'll never hear any other way. Like, nice job punching that dude's head right off his shoulders.
Or
I
I
can
love
see
you,
that.
son.
Yes.
Oh, right in
Earlier
the
in the
feels.
chat, we talked about talking about traumas, and that is one right there.
Right in the
So
feels.
that is Frosco. You show those whippersnappers how to break brooms. What do the rest of you roll on your dramatic montage weapon making scene?
So I had a 10 total, 9 plus 1.
You also what is your weapon of choice?
So
Is
I'm
this
using
not-
half of one of the broomsticks and attaching my keychain improvised weapon to the end of it like a flail.
Love it. It's like a flail to the face.
Exactly. See, there's a reference.
I got, and thank you for the reference, by the way.
What?
8 on the dice, +2 for the survival, plus the 1, so that is 11.
That is also a success. What did you make?
I ran to the bathroom and I grabbed the plunger and the toilet mace.
Bunch of
I thought that was
shit.
just gonna
It's
be the end
still
of it.
just
Toilet mace. I like that.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. So I got the plunger in one hand. I got the toilet mace in the other. Dip them in the toilet real quick, and then, for effect, I guess. I don't know. It seemed like a good idea.
it's dramatic. The
I
camera
like
just
it.
zooms
Yeah,
in.
I'm on board.
it.
And yeah, that's what I got.
All right. What did you roll there, Ray Nathan? Well, you've got the gun. Do you even need to? Are you basically rolling for kicking in the door and being awesome, or are you making something?
Well, you see, I should have thought about what I was going to do before I rolled, because right now, with 4 minus 1, plus whatever.
Or total -1?
Yeah. I feel like there is nothing good I can do here. I have some things. Do I just look at them and go, no?
I can say, are you planning on using your gun?
My
On the zombies.
yeah, pistol whipping the zombies is the only clear thing to do.
But not okay. I'm imagining, if I may, correct me if this is not
Sure.
fitting your vision. There's this dramatic montage scene with the camera snapping between
Everyone
frame
looks
to frame,
great. You're all doing awesome.
leading up to you kicking down the door and dramatically screaming, doing something heroic as Dakota runs out with the keys, with the plunger weapons, and you shoot yourself in the foot. Like you kick the door, and your screaming is because your gun discharges like a red-blooded American, the good guy with the gun, shooting yourself in the foot accidentally, and you just tumble over, sobbing like a baby. How does that scene sound? Or you can rewrite it as you want.
No, that's pretty accurate. So you hear the bang along, like right just a hair after the door gets kicked. So you hear the kick of the door, then the bang, and then you hear the squishy thud of a person whose body just went limp and yet fetal position at the same time. And as that happens, you then hear
Knock the wind out of yourself.
Zombies to your position because you rolled so badly. You have moved your yellow 1 condition back down to red 3.
Oh.
The zombies are beginning to swarm from the hole that they were focusing on to the back door. And you can see the hordes doing a 2-prong, starting to close off the window where you see your Buick in the distance. Do you make a break for it, Dakota?
Yes, and I'm going to tell everyone who can follow me, and I'm going to make a break for it.
Me, your survival. Now, something to consider.
All of
you
us
have
or him?
Plus Dakota specifically, because Dakota, all of you have +1 to your survival because you're back in the red. But Dakota, are you using your martial artistry background with your plunger weapons as you're fighting through? Does that apply or no?
Yes. You
Because
know
that puts
damn
you
well
at
it does.
advantage. So you roll 3d6, picking the top 2 dice, and then with your bonus, that is +3. So you have a strong chance of maybe making a little bit of progress here.
Okay, well, let's throw it down. Oh, beautiful. That's 10 plus 2 plus the 1, 13.
13. So you heroically, it's kind of like if anyone's seen the original Dawn of the Dead, where there is the heroic, real cheesy music played by Goblin as there is the push to get to the helicopter. That's basically what you're doing, but it is a Buick. And I'm imagining that you say, get to the Buick if you want to live, or whatever it is. So you jump over the crumpled fetal form of Ray Nathan as you dodge and run towards the Buick as you flail with your toilet weapons to various faces. That raises you to yellow 1. And does that, Bailey, do you follow this heroic charge? And what about you, Roscoe?
Oh, I'm definitely following that heroic charge.
Yeah, I mean, what else I got going on?
If you have any pithy one-liners, this is a great opportunity. I would love, as you charge and jump over the crumpled form of Ray Nathan, make me your survival rolls, and don't forget that you have that +1 bonus. And whatever, if you have anything you feel like adds to that.
Yeah. Let's see. So, I don't think I deserve a catchphrase, actually. That's a grand total of 8.
Okay, so you succeed, but at a cost, and I want to know, what did you roll, Bailey?
I rolled a 13 plus 1, so 14.
Damn, fantastic. So, what is because you rolled first, Roscoe, what is the complication that you get as you join Dakota at the Buick? Are you trampling Ray Nathan? Do you get a zombie bite or what?
Yeah, I like to think between the two of those, I would trample Ray Nathan, crotchety old fuck that I am. Oh, but I throw him something to make it better as I do. I throw him what looks like $100 bill.
Pack of raisins. Oh,
Pack of raisins. A Werther's original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it would make things better if it was the Werther's. I'm sorry.
it's the thing that looks like $100 bill.
Yeah. Hey, Pashke, you should unroll that $100 bill real quick.
Okay. We should do that as the closing scene.
Okay.
I feel like all of you might get to the Buick but him, and I think that would be a great reveal.
It would be.
All right, so Bailey, you rolled high enough that you have, I don't know, how have you also raised the status from yellow 1 to yellow 2? Do you like kill a shit ton of zombies, or do you help everyone get into the car really quickly?
Yeah, it turns out I'm crazy good with this flail. Like, I was in color guard in high school, so this is like my skills coming out. Yeah, just totally just wailing on these zombies with it.
It just occurred to me that it would be really fucking funny if someone stole the flag from the color guard during the school assembly.
I was twirling a can of Pringles. So I like the fact you have this very dramatic, like heroic art. Like you were gonna be like, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill everyone. No, I'm just gonna kill a shit of all these zombies. And again, you have the PA system in the background blaring, whoa, 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 like, and it's just
Man.
this perfect moment. So the three of you get to the car
Wait, I
unscathed.
haven't done my pithy phrase yet.
Oh, I didn't mean to steal your thunder. What is that line?
Wow.
Ooh.
So I'm going to hold the car door open for my friends who are making it into the car, and then I'm going to toss my apron towards Pashke and say, tell George I quit when you see him.
Nice.
Damn, there are layers to that
Nice.
statement.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh,
Gold
that's still
star
hurts.
of the night goes to Bridget. Fuck. So I need to know from you, Ray Nathan, you get one shot at making one survival roll, and because you're in yellow, you don't get that bonus. So it's going to be a raw dog 2d6, and your survival is at a -1.
Yeah.
If
that
you don't
is-
make this,
Ow.
you're going to not get in that Buick.
Okay, but that doesn't mean I die.
No, it would just
Alright.
mean like you'd show up in the sequel and we'd hear all about how you survived and we're a bunch of assholes.
Hot diggity
Arrow
damn.
Chewie.
So that's 11.
So that means you succeed with perfectly fine, which is disappointing because I love the scene that was set up with the $100 bill and the apron, but you had to just fucking live and just make a fool out of yourself.
Ruin
I hope
everybody
you're
else's happy
happy,
ending.
Ray Nathan. I hope you're happy. You've disappointed everyone.
With a
Get in the
happy
back
ending.
seat. Everyone looks disappointed at you, and you smell like grease.
Welcome back, Mr. Pashke.
Are you gonna unroll the $100 bill?
Oh.
Oh.
Well.
Close up magic.
Listeners,
Close up magic.
Mr.
He's
Pashke has just
amazing.
slipped off the GM. This is going to be recorded for next week's game, and he's going to start with a disadvantage. Tell him what he's won, Roscoe.
Well, what you've won might superficially look like $100 bill, but it's actually a come to Jesus pamphlet.
You won eternal salvation.
So another true Oklahoma story. I had never seen one of those until I got out there. Now, I am not naive nor optimistic. So when I saw what looked like $100 bill like stuck under my car's windshield wiper, I was like, oh, what is this bullshit? I figured it'd be like a coupon or an ad or something. And when I unfastened it, and it was like, what's better than $100? Giving your life to Christ. Like, I laughed out loud. I was like, do they think one person is going to be grateful to see this instead of $100? Like, one
Hold
person.
up. I'm going to have to add on top of that because I worked at Joe's Crab Shack as like a host, server, merchandise trainer, the works. And people would leave those as tips. So like there's a time where you worked like a real shitty shift and you're like, tips are bad because humans are human. And then you see this little corner stand and say, oh, it's a $10 bill. Ooh. No, it's Jack Trick. It's like go to this Jack Chick Tracks and you're like,
Yep.
damn it. Like,
Ruins the whole thing.
Cruel
Just
fucking
fucking
joke on poor people is what it is.
tithe on your bill
Yeah.
too,
Yep.
assholes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, I'd also never seen a chick track till I got out to Oklahoma and was like, whoa. And then I discovered there was a whole website devoted to them, and I went down the rabbit hole. and
Don't
I've never come
forget,
back.
Sith Rack hates us all equally.
Yes, that's right.
Nice.
All right, so you are all in the back seat of the Buick. I have a couple of important questions, and we can kind of wrap up the scene and make this dramatic exit. One, what is the scent of your little pine tree air freshener?
Black
B,
Midnight?
what is the tape that's in your tape deck?
What does Black Midnight smell like? I never got that one.
It's black ice, I thought.
Oh, black ice, right.
Black ice. And do you have a bobblehead on your dashboard that's like covered with ash? And if so, what is it?
So the air freshener is actually not necessarily the pine tree one, but it's more of well, it was a gift from my little sister. It's a little My Little Pony.
He's dead now.
Wow.
Sorry, it's a zombie apocalypse.
It is, yeah. Everyone you know and love is dead. Yeah.
Too soon, Ian. The fictional people.
Remember the game where I was like, pour the oil on the orifice.
It's I'm gonna miss you, Tammy, my little sister. So it's a little pony and it smells like bubble gum.
Oh.
The bobblehead is
yeah, it's got to be Pinkie Pie if it smells like bubble gum.
Yes. The bobblehead is something I was tinkering with. It's actually the body of like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but it's got the head of Dwayne the Rock Johnson on the top of it. And I just kind of kit mashed them together, and actually it kind of looks just like this.
Can you smell what the pie is pinking?
Yeah, so you give it a little tap, his head, the eyebrow moves too. And the tape in the tape deck is actually Cypress Hill's Black Sunday.
Fuck yeah.
So
fuck yeah.
Yes. Crank on the car. Make sure everybody buckle up. I still have my permit.
You're all gonna die in a Buick.
And I hand it back over to you.
I love
Black
it.
Sunday, one of my favorite albums of all time. No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
I love that. So Roscoe or Bailey, what track from Cypress Hill is playing as you dramatically speed away from the airfield and into the credit reel?
I think I ain't going out like that, right?
Yes.
I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out.
I set you up for success and you took it. Love it.
And knocked it out.
Love it.
Yeah. Because I'm like,
Perfect
whenever you
end
ask me
scene.
that, I'm gonna answer hits from the bong, but that's not the correct answer. You were correct.
So wait, see if I know what's in the trunk. So that is Cracker Barrel Has Fallen, everyone.
Oh, that was awesome.
A couple of near brushes with death and a whole bunch of brushes with Tom Jones.
Which, on the one hand, you can never have too few brushes with death. You can never have too many brushes with Tom Jones.
Mhm.
So once again, thanks very much to Kevin for guesting tonight.
Thank you.
We have been playing Cracker Barrel Has Fallen from Smurf. That's with a PH. You can in Smurf. Yeah, Oops All Smurf on Twitter. Just Smurf in the itch.io and other worlds. And if you like that, then follow the link on our socials and go check it out. I think you will. It's wonderful. It's I believe still currently a work in progress, but should be available soon. Let's see what else. Well, John's memoir. Go ahead.
Oh, you can talk about John. I was just going to give Kevin and Chris in the chat an opportunity to talk about Flail to the Faces and various organs and their other projects. But why don't you finish your bit about John, and then we will put the little spotlight on the two of them.
Okay. Hopefully, John will be back next week. In the meantime, you can pre-order his memoir, which is called All I Want to Do Is Eat Shrooms and Listen to the Sounds of Nazi Screams, which is, I think, an all-timer memoir title. It's magnificent. Yeah. It's memoir, gonzo, fiction, and other stuff blended together into a wonderful cocktail. If you love our own John Baltusberger, and who the fuck doesn't, you ought to check that out. I have pre-ordered my copy. You should pre-order yours. And yeah, for the time being, let me just turn it over to Bridget and Kevin to talk about what they're up to.
Bridget, you want to go first?
Sure. Well, I've got 2 books the 2 anthologies that I'm in that are coming out at the end of this month, one on August 31st and one on September 2nd. So both that like end of August weekend. The one on August 31st is The Darkness Beyond the Stars, which is a space horror anthology. I am closing that one out with Last Transmission from the FedCom Sargasso. And then Fish Gather to Listen comes out on September 2nd, and that is a deep sea horror anthology. So I've got my story. There's something sleeping in the Mariana Trench. It's dreaming of you in that one.
Cool.
So
Nice.
coming up, yeah.
Great title.
That's beautiful. I have a show, Flail of the Face, a compatible with Merc Borg actual play podcast with Chris. He's in the chat. Thank you, Chris. We're finishing, by the time this comes out, we'll be finishing up our first story arc, which is Trapped Within by Philip Jensen, where I play one of the characters in the book that was written by Philip Jensen, and and Ian, yeah, he was there too.
I wrote the original draft, assholes. I'll have you know.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that to my attention. We wanted to give you credit for it. So
my name is on the page.
It was written in fucking clear. I couldn't see it.
I know, it really.
But yeah, we're finishing up that arc, and we're kind of doing this thing with the world standard. This show is with the world standard. So we're going every other week between Flail of the Face and the world standard. They're starting their cyborg arc, I believe, in the beginning of September, which is going to be super awesome too. But yeah, every other Friday, Flail of the Face, Merc Borg stuff. It's fucking rad. I haven't had this much fun since being on this show just now.
Oh, you're sucking up. So next time you might live.
I lived this time.
You should say, "I lived, bitches."
There's, yeah. That's our beloved Ian Sarvas, a merciless god with death in his heart, and we love him. We love him dearly for it. No mercy,
Daddy.
We would have no mercy from him were he to offer any. Well, that brings us to the conclusion of this here consensual journey that we call Wandering Monster. I have been Charles Bernard.
I've been Bridget Brave.
I've been Kevin Welch.
I have been Tom Jones.
Whoa.
What's up, Swiftifer?
I don't let my cats in here. All right, I've been Papa Pashke. I don't know. Let's try that one on tonight.
Forget about it, Papa.
Oh.
And yeah, thanks. Till the next time we see you, go enjoy the intoxicant of your choice.